So many real estate experts have talked about the great real estate revolution that is transpiring, but very few are actually talking about what that revolution is. Many think that they're simply gatekeeping the information to avoid others investing in it. Well, Noble Gold News is dedicated to providing relevant and balanced information related to retirement and investing. And real estate is one of the most established investments that has launched people's net worth to 8 to 9 figures. If you want to join the league, this video might help you. America's housing shortage has become so severe that politicians are searching everywhere, left, right, center, for potential solutions. Nearly a decade of not building enough has created a deficit of between 3 and 6 million housing units. This shortage has forced many young Americans to either live with roommates or family or postpone buying a home. However, there's a promising yet underutilized solution: transforming long struggling retail spaces like strip malls, shopping centers, and abandoned malls into residential units. A little bit of conversion work could potentially turn these sites into hundreds of thousands of new apartments across the country. For instance, converting just 10% of underperforming retail locations could generate 700,000 new housing units nationwide, according to a November report from Enterprise Community Partners. While this is only a small fraction of the total needs, it could significantly impact certain communities. In the Boston area alone, transforming 10% of strip malls could accommodate all the expected population growth for the next decade, a 2021 study by Massachusetts Metropolitan Area Planning Council found. Interestingly, these conversions often propose keeping some retail on the ground floor, making the properties mixed use. June Williamson, a professor of architecture at City College of New York and co-author of several books on building reuse, suggests that the vast expanses of land already developed for retail use across the U.S. could be repurposed to accommodate various types of housing. That said, the potential for such transformative change doesn't guarantee it will occur. Converting retail space into housing presents both physical and political challenges. Yet, converting retail space offers a more viable solution to the housing crisis than converting office spaces, which has been costlier and less common than expected. The potential is there, but turning it into reality is another challenge altogether. Retail spaces are abundant across the U.S., a result of decades of expansive development, according to the International Council of Shopping Centers, or ICSC. The nation is home to 116,000 shopping centers, ranging from large malls to downtown shopping hubs and smaller strip malls. However, a significant portion of these retail spaces is underperforming, and with the current economic climate, prospects for improvement are slim. A 2023 report from UBS predicts that about 50,000 stores might close over the next 5 years. Despite this downturn, some malls have significantly transitioned to including housing. For example, in Irondequoit, New York, a suburb of Rochester, an abandoned Sears building was transformed into the Skyview Park Apartments, offering 157 units for low-income and senior residents. This project opened in 2022. In Santa Ana, California, a low-rise strip mall was converted into a community center featuring 55 apartments. Similarly, in Aurora, Illinois, a part of the Fox Valley Mall was turned into 304 residential units, and another development in Mount Vernon, Illinois, now includes 311 housing units. These projects also incorporate shared amenities and retain some retail spaces, according to David Dowell, a principal at the National Architecture and Urban Design firm El Dorado, as reported in Fortune. By 2022, nearly 200 malls in America had plans to integrate residential units, with 33 of these plans initiated since the beginning of the pandemic, as reported by the Orange County Register. Another point to consider: retail conversions are easier than office conversions. In the early days of the pandemic, it seemed like empty offices might be the perfect solution to the housing shortage. With remote and hybrid work on the rise, there was a massive amount of unused office space, about 1 billion square feet, as the decade turned. Some people started to think about turning these empty spaces into homes. However, The expected wave of office to housing conversions turned out to be more of a slow drip. According to a July 2023 Deloitte study from 2016 to 2021, only about 30 office conversion projects were completed each year, with just 217 more in the planning stages at the time of the study. Julie Whalen, CBRE's global head of occupier research, noted to Fortune magazine that from 2016 and projected through 2025, only 90 million square feet of office space have been or are planning to be converted. So, why aren't there more of these projects? Mainly because they tend to be more expensive and time consuming than building new construction. A Goldman Sachs report from February highlighted that office acquisition prices would need to drop by nearly 50% to make these conversions financially sensible due to high initial costs and the still premium prices of office spaces. Retail spaces have also been hit hard by the pandemic and the rise of e-commerce, yet converting retail spaces into housing often proves simpler than transforming office buildings. Most mall redevelopments don't completely remove retail, but mix it with housing and other uses, creating what developers call 18-hour neighborhoods. These are vibrant live, work, play areas where people can shop, work, and live without the extra costs of commuting. This setup not only makes life easier for residents, but also helps the remaining retail stores by increasing local foot traffic. Kurt Volkman, an associate principal at HED, explained to Fortune magazine that mall locations are particularly well suited for such mixed-use developments because they often already have essential infrastructure like parking and public transportation access. Furthermore, malls typically offer more space with their large, sprawling structures and extensive parking lots. It's relatively straightforward for developers to expand by building on unused parking areas, as pointed out by City College's Williamson. Malls can be transformed into a mix of medical facilities, offices, or residential spaces. Additionally, converting malls into housing can be quicker than new construction since the structures are already built and the land is already zoned for development, speeding up the process significantly. As an investor, the critical thing is to spot where the opportunity lies. There is clearly an opportunity here, but there are still a lot of questions that you need to research. One would be local and federal regulations that could affect the conversion and the speed by which it happens. Second is the type of investment you are willing to make and with whom or what. There are different kinds of commercial investments that you can make. Colin Plume's podcast, Self-Made Millionaire Tips, covers it. Colin sat down with the #1 commercial real estate agent in California since 2010, Warren Burzak. The link to listen or watch that episode is in the description box. Thank you. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification button. This has been Ivory Hecker for Noble Gold News.